So this video is going to be to show LSS staff how you can access the students that are on your caseload while you are working in schools, and you need to keep track of their progress. This might work really well for international teachers too. So first thing you need to do is come to learn34.com. Just type that in your top and go over to the staff button on the side. We need to make sure that you have been allowed to have staff full school view. So if you haven't, here's how you get it. Go ahead and click on your grade level that you're teaching, and then scroll down to the bottom until you see MyEd. In MyEd, on this page, this is where you get to the grade book. But if you scroll down this section here, you're going to see attendance, and then you're going to see for LSS and international teachers. Please go into this site. There's 2 videos that you need to watch there to work through, and then there's a FIPA training that you need to do. When you've done it, you take a picture of it and send it to Gary Taves. The instructions are all here for you. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and come into MyEd. When you're in MyEd, you're going to select the school view. Let's come back a few steps. Let's see. So go back into a school view. You would select your school. You would open up and you would go ahead and look at students. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to go look at a student. So I'm going to type in tester because that's the student I'm looking at. You might have in your filters here, or you might have a group. And so you can just go to the group to find your students, but I don't have a group set up yet. It's best if you do set up a group, and you can watch another video for that. So I'm going to go find this student that I'm looking for. There he is. I'm going to click on my student. This brings up that information that's going to tell me all about the student, but you can also come here to the side to academics. This is going to give you a quick snapshot for all of the courses my student is that they're in. It's going to show me on this side over here what their proficiency level is for the time. So if you can see there's something that's really low for social studies, you could just take a really quick look here. So it's a snapshot. You can see in this one in English, they're only emerging in this particular competency over here of how to refine their oral text and improve clarity and impact. So we need to delve in a little bit more. Here's another emerging. How do they make observations to identify questions? How do they use evidence-based arguments in their scientific language? Those kinds of things. So in order to sort of get into it a little bit more, you can try clicking on the actual course name and see if that gets you any further. And so in this, you'll be able to, again, see another printout view of everything that they've done. If you see that there is something blank here, they likely have not completed that. There's not a way for you to really get any deeper into this to actually find out where their NHIs might be. But what you can do is you could pull this up, and you can also sit with the student and ask the student to sign into their own MyEd account, and then they'll be able to show you a little more. Once students log in, there will be a landing page that you can take them to. And I'm just going to show you what's already been set up on the MyEd gradebook page. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, this is the instructions for the teachers of how to get in. But at the bottom, there's a student view, and there's also written instructions for the student view. So this is going to show how you can see what they can see. So students will go ahead and log in to their portal, and then they will see a landing page that's going to show recent activity, and it's going to be able to show any NHIs that the students have. So it's really hard for me to zoom in too much on here, but at the top there's a section for NHIs, and you can actually search for NHIs there. It's a little bit more clear here. Right up at the top here, there's a search box. You can type in NHI. You can see how they're listed here. Students can also go directly into a course like we just did, but they also have a top tab called academics. So when they click on the academics at the top, first of all, they had a week view where they could see things that were due, but they have this academics top tab, and this is where they could go into the individual class. So clicking here on English, and if they saw they had something that was missing, and once they click on the actual English course, it will take them into another tab where they'll be able to look at all of the details of that course. And so once they open it up here, here's the assignment, and now they can actually see, oh, here's where I was getting the emerging. It was for that assignment. So then the student can go back to that assignment in Google Classroom or wherever it is. All right, so there is a way for you to see what your students are up to in MyEd simply by going into the student view and selecting your student and then looking at academics. And again, we're going to show another video of how to set up a group so that you can have all your students together in one place.